Hey guys, so today is going to be a little bit different. Instead of doing my weight loss weigh-in at the beginning and then a blab session at the end, I decided that I'm going to do a Q&A, and then I'm going to do my weight loss or my weigh-in at the end. So I posted a couple days ago on my Instagram and my Facebook if anybody had any questions for me that they wanted me to answer, that I would do a video for it. So I'm going to go ahead and answer those questions, starting with my Facebook questions. I had more on Facebook than I did on Instagram, so I'm just going to add those in at the end. My first question came from Heather, and she asked, when you first started, how did you get in the groove? So my first way of getting into the groove of everything was knowing that it takes like 15 days for you to get a habit started, and that I needed to make this a habit. I needed to make a healthier lifestyle, my new habit. So I picked one thing that I was really going to focus on, and for me that was exercise. So I made sure that my first goal was going to be working out 5 days a week. I was going to work out my weekdays and then have my weekends to rest and spend with the kids and the family. So once I did that, I actually started at the the middle of a week. So I worked out on a Thursday and a Friday, then had my weekend off, and then went right back to it on Monday. So really, I think it was after like a month, I really started feeling like I had it down and it was all coming natural. And then once I did that, I'm almost a year in now, and I still work out 5 days a week. So I think you just need to find what habit you want to break or you want to change and make a new habit for it. So me being weight loss related, I wanted to make sure that I was going to find a way to get that weight off, and the first thing for me was to change was I wasn't working out, so adding that in 5 days a week, and yeah, so that's how I got into the groove. My next question comes from Nicole, and she asked, let's see, 5 different questions. And Nicole is actually the girl that runs the stroller strutting class that I go to on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So she actually asked some really good questions. So I'm going to put all of hers together instead of splitting them up, because she had put them in a couple different posts. So yeah, I'm just going to do them all right now. Her first question was, what is your final goal number? My final goal number is, and has been from the beginning, 160 pounds. And I don't really know what I'll look like at 160 or how I'll feel at 160. The only reason I picked that was because it was a healthy BMI. And I guess I kind of wanted to just go to the doctor and then be like, hey, you have a healthy BMI. So I don't know if once I get to 160, if I'm like, well, man, I look too skinny, or I don't feel comfortable at this, maybe I'll gain a few pounds back, or maybe I'll keep going because I will still feel or look or whatever not right. So I'll know once I get there. I just want to be healthy. So yeah. What is your favorite workout? My favorite workout is with you, girl. No. I do love working out with her, and I love the energy that we feed off of each other. I feel like we're good motivation for each other. So when we get a bunch of us moms together and we are working out hardcore, whether it's an off day for us or not, we still kind of feed off of each other and push ourselves the next time we see each other. So I do love working out with her. But at home, my favorite, sorry, I got a notification. My favorite at home workout would be Leslie Sansone. And I had mentioned her a couple times in other videos, but my main reason is whenever I work out, I want to burn the most amount of calories in the shortest amount of time. And I found with her, I can do that. And I mean, even in a 15-minute workout, it's like a 1 mile pump up or whatever, I can burn like 200 and something calories. So yeah, I really love her videos. They're really easy to follow. They're free on YouTube, and it gets your heart rate going and gets those calories going. She does have some strength training ones, which I just use stuff from around the house. Excuse me. And those help too. I really like those too. So if you could eat one food endlessly and never gain, what would it be? Ice cream. Ice cream and candy, sweets. I love a good full fat ice cream with like chocolate chips on it or whatever. Or whenever it's Halloween, I like all the candy. So if I could eat sweets and not gain a pound, I'd be all over that. Her next question is, do you feel a strong passion to bring others to your new side of life? Yes and no. I will say no, and I don't want to be that fitness person that's like, hey, you're doing really unhealthy, bad things, and you need to do what I'm doing to make your life better. Because that's not what I'm all about. I'm not pushy, and I'm not saying my way is the only way. I'm also not wanting to make you feel bad for what you're doing. I feel like we already know that we feel bad for doing what we're doing. And when it comes to that breaking point in our life, we will finally say, hey, I'm not happy in this, and I'm going to do something to change it. Because when I was 70 something pounds heavier, I didn't want people calling me out saying, hey, fat girl, you need to do something about your life, and you need to go buy this stuff and get rid of all that fat. No, I'm not going to. That's exactly what I would have said, and that's exactly what I did say. The yes part of it, I do love helping others. I like to help people. But I think what I took away from my whole experience this time versus other times of trying to lose weight was that it was easy. It's not easy on a day-to-day basis, but that whole what you do to make yourself lose weight is easy. And I wanted to show other people that you can make for your lifestyle that you're currently in and that you're striving to be better, you can make it work for you to lose weight. Me being a mom, stay at home, all this stuff, my situation is different than others, and I just had to figure out what worked best for me. So I wanted other people to see, hey, Logan's doing this. She's got 2 kids at home. She's staying home all day. She's now added a crazy puppy that just got fixed, and she's working out at home. She doesn't have a lot of extra cash because a lot of extra cash because she's a stay-at-home mom now, and they're on one income. And so how does she work out? And is her food so expensive because she's eating all healthy food now, and so on and so forth. Cut all that out. I make it work for my life, and I made myself so determined that I was going to make it work. So you watch what you eat, you work out, you surround yourself in healthy people, you drink your water. Make it that easy, okay? You don't have to go out and buy some sort of wrap or some sort of thing to make you lose weight. You have the tools at home with you to make you lose weight. So yeah, that's why I want people to know, and that's why I want people to come to me for help if they need to, because I can make a realistic version of all the weight loss advice they want to know, because I'm real, and I'm gonna be real. The last question from Nicole is, recently when you were on vacation, did you fear you would lose your motivation when you came home? And the answer is yes. I fear this every time I step out away from my comfort zone, which my house and my daily routine is my comfort zone. So when I go off for the weekend, or we go out to eat, or we go on vacations or whatever, I'm always stressed out about it. I think about it every day. I try really hard in the beginning to stay healthy, and both vacations I try to work out. I did my whole video on the vacation one recently, and how I wasn't able to work out and able to get out of the house that much. And so I was a little more stressed out about this last one. And so yeah, I have a hard time when you get back because you have been eating bad food or out of your comfort zone, doing different things at, not getting as much sleep, not drinking as much water. So it's really hard to find that motivation that first day to be like, hey, back to your water, back to your eating healthy, back to your exercise. And you fail sometimes. Like there's some days I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. Or there's an excuse why I'm not doing it. So you just have to do it. And that's what I keep telling myself. As long as if I'm not doing it today and I'm not going to do it tomorrow, the next day it's time for you to wake up and do it. I just never quit. I'm never going to fail if I don't keep pushing myself. If I just, kid stuff. But what I was saying was that you can't fail if you make sure that you keep pushing yourself. Because if you just let it go, then you're destined to fail. But if you make sure that you are trying the next day, no matter whether it's, hey, I got to get back to working out today, or hey, I need to just up my water intake and forget about working out. Maybe I'll take a nap today instead. Your healthier choices all add up in the end. So motivation really sucks after you come back from a vacation. And things are chaotic anyways, because like when we come back, I'm doing laundry for all of us, which the mountains like bam. So yeah, there's tons of crap that I have to do. And then on top of that, get back into my routine and my mindset for my routine. It can definitely be hard, but I make sure that I do it whether I want to or not. And then I feel better after I do it. Because when you come, especially this last vacation, I came back like having withdrawals from all the sugar and the caffeine and all that stuff I was having. I had to like detox my body. So yeah. So my next question comes from my niece Cassidy, and she says, who's your favorite niece? And as much as I'd like to say just you, I have another awesome niece, Chloe, and I love you both very much. Give you a little heart right there. And then David, my husband, says, who's got it better than us? And I say, nobody. And if you don't know what that is, I'll go ahead and link a video down below. It's just Michigan football talk. And then he says, why are you so beautiful? That's so cute. You are so cute. So Keith Smith, which is somebody that I had seen him before, and in the Raiders community, a lot of people already know him, Crusader Raider. He's from England, and he's really sweet, and I loved hanging out with him and his daughter at the Tampa weekend. But he asked, if the Raiders return to England, are you flying over? And the answer is absolutely yes. I've never been to England, and we had kind of discussed that before, and I would love to go. I just have like a need to be there. So definitely, if they go back to England, I will definitely be there. Angela, I used to do her hair whenever I worked in the salon. So she says, would you miss my hair? Which I have no clue what she's saying there. I'm assuming she's saying, do you miss my hair? And she put in parentheses, just kidding, but my hair definitely misses you. And I say I miss you too. I miss all of your great conversation and, seeing your kids and doing their hair and watching them grow up. It's crazy now. I just see it all through Facebook, and I feel like I don't know anything other than what's on Facebook. So I miss having conversations with you. You're always real interesting. You always have something new to talk about, which I loved. So yeah, I miss you and I miss your hair. And she says, when eating healthy, is your household eating as you do, or are you eating differently? Yes and no. We are eating the majority of what we eat, our meals and all that stuff, we all eat the same. Sometimes I have to fight David on turkey meat. He is not a fan of ground turkey. But for the most part, all of us eat the same. There is different things for each one of us that we cannot have. Like Jace has a hard time with just regular milk, so he ends up drinking the unsweetened almond milk. Zoe has acidity issues. I think she is pretty much acid reflux. So we have to watch with sauces and a lot of acidic foods. With David, he'll eat anything other than the ground turkey for the most part. I have to really put it in a sauce that he can't tell. I actually made a really good chili yesterday, or day before yesterday, that had ground turkey in it, and it was bomb. We were all over it. So, I was trying to think of what else I eat differently. My breakfast is usually different because the kids and David all eat regular bread, whether it's wheat or regular. And I don't do bread really at all anymore. I love it and I miss it, but I found other alternatives that make me not miss it as much. So I will, if I'm going to have something for breakfast, I will have those 100-calorie English muffins with like no butter or jelly on it or anything. Or I will, like for sandwiches, most times I eat those flatbreads from Aldi. And basically they're not even like bread. It's just like a really flat tortilla that's rectangular. I actually featured it in one of my videos where I made my pizza out of it. So yeah, when I do make swaps for stuff because we really like pizza, I'll try to order chicken or a salad, which rarely that happens, but I try a lot of times instead of pizza. Or if we go out to eat, I'll just eat something differently. But for the most part, at home, we all eat the same things. Pamela Anderson asks, who is your favorite Raider player? And I also met him at the Tampa weekend in the Raiders Club. And so to answer his question, my favorite Raider player of like all time since I've been a fan, which has been since 2008, my favorite has been Woodson. And I think a lot of that has to do with whenever he came back to Oakland, he really showed his love and appreciation for Oakland, and he really brought a new vibe or like a fire that was lit inside the whole team. Like I felt a whole shift whenever he came back. His leadership, like anytime you watched videos or saw him play where he was doing a speech with all the other players, he was showing so much passion to them to get them fired up. And you can tell when they all played with him that they were feeding off of that. And he had great leadership, qualities in that. Not to mention he's a great player. I love what he stands for with kids and his kids and, trying to better them. I also love that he's a Michigan alumni. He shows a lot of love there and for their whole football team and with the kids too. He's helped out a lot with the hospital there. So I just really love all about him. I think, back in the day he had a little bit of issues with like a chip on his shoulder and all that, or at least that's what this last thing I watched portrayed on him. But I've never caught that vibe off of him. I've always caught that he just has a love and a passion for football and his Raiders. I mean, he loves his Raiders and he loves his Michigan, so I'm all about that. As for who's on the roster right now that I really love is Marquette King. He's our punter, and Marquette is hilarious. I love reading all his tweets and like his videos and Instagram and all that stuff. I love watching him when they post about him on the Raiders. And then on the sidelines, whenever watching him play, he's always just hopping around in a good mood. He's brought the fun back to it. I mean, it's fun to win again, and yes, but even when we're not doing so good, he's still having fun. He's trying to make everybody feel a little bit more comfortable, and maybe it's helping on the field as well. But as for that whole aspect on the side and him just being a player himself, he kills it. He's a really great punter, and you really don't hear people talking about punters much, but they really like talking about King and how well of a punter he is. I was nervous whenever we lost Leckler because he was a vital part of our team for a long time. But Marquette was a great new era for us, and I really like him. So, and I just recently got a towel from him, which I was really excited from. he handed it up to David to give to me. And so now I have a towel that was touched by Marquette King. So it's awesome. Next question comes from Matthew Davis, and he says, how much? And if you don't know what Borat is, you need to watch it, and that's where that question comes from. And I'll say, a jar full of gypsy tears. Sorry, kids again. So Brittany Ward asks, how do you stay motivated, and where do you find where to start? I get very overwhelmed. Girl, I still get overwhelmed, so I feel you there. She says, how do you stay motivated? I'll start with where do you start? Where I started was to go ahead on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, and I found people that were going through the same thing or where they started, and I found a lot of the same consensus. One day they just woke up and they said, I need to do something today, or they had their I don't fit into a Disney ride, or just they had their wake up moment and they went from there. As for following people on YouTube and Instagram and all that stuff, they kind of lit that fire even more on me because they showed their passion and their motivation for doing it, and they also gave tips of where to start. I noticed that some of them went just straight up clean eating. They didn't want to do anything else. Or some of them just decided to start going to the gym. They got a gym membership and started going. For me, it was, I wanted to just start being active. I wasn't being active. I was just staying home with the kids all day. I was nursing. I was constantly nursing. It was just something that I felt like I needed to do something. I couldn't just be sitting at home cleaning all day. So if I started being active, then maybe that would help make me feel better. And it did. It did after just a couple of days. I started to feel a little bit different. And then as for how do I stay motivated, it's hard almost being a year in to still stay motivated and have that same fire that you did in the beginning. But what really helps is seeing results. And I think that's how a lot of people are. What I do or have done from the beginning is I made sure to measure myself. So I have a measuring tape that you would use for sewing or whatever. I thought I had it right here. But I use measuring tape, take all my measurements, keep it on my phone. I take before and after pictures. So every month I'll take pictures. I take a lot of random selfies now. I take them with clothes or without clothes. And you don't have to share them. You can just keep them for yourself. I also noticed I saved all my fat clothes, my size 26 and 28 pants, or 24 and 26 pants. It's how you feel. It's how you're feeling every day and how you're feeling in your clothes. And you're not always going to see a difference on the scale. Some days you're going to see a difference in measurements, like in your inches. Some days you're just going to notice that you're not wearing a double X shirt anymore. You're wearing just a regular XL shirt. Or, whatever it is, you're just going to notice that helps keep you motivated. You're like, dang, because right now I'm in a size 18 pant and I used to be in 26. That is motivation for me right now because I'm like, dang, I want to stay in these and keep going. I don't want to go any further higher. So I need to work my butt off to keep going. Also, it goes back to my YouTube family, Instagram. My lips are dry. Instagram, Facebook, all that. They all have their own struggles just like I do. And I notice that if I keep in touch with them and I watch their journey, or I post my journey and they comment on it, that we're all feeding each other the motivation that we all need. It's like a circle of life. And I see some of them struggle just as much as I do on a weekly basis, or have a hard time with weekends, or when they go on vacation they fall apart. It's okay to realize that we all have our own issues, that some of us are binge eaters, or some of us have other eating disorders, or we've always been fat, or maybe they just recently gained weight, or maybe you're not fat and you're underweight, or whatever it is. You kind of all have the same mindset to get healthy. And that's really what it's about in the end, and that helps my motivation. It also helps that I'm helping others. That helps me stay motivated. I've noticed that since I put it on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook and all that stuff, just having people comment like, hey, you're doing really great, or you're a badass, or whatever, it really helps motivate me even more to, like, next month really blow them away, you know? So yeah, I mean, no matter what people say or what they ask or whatever, I keep it inside of me. I save it. That's going to be the fuel to my fire tomorrow. So yeah, I appreciate every one of you. So that's the end of my Facebook questions. I have 2 questions from Instagram, and the first one comes from Fat Girl Gets Fab 2. If you don't follow her on Instagram or on YouTube, totally do. She's really cool to watch. She's got some great tips. She's on a journey as well, and I think it's really cool. Yeah, she's just really sweet. Love her. So, how much and how does being a mom affect your weight loss? And also, do you think you're less social now that you're trying to lose weight? Like, do you avoid going out to eat or going to bars with friends and family because of your goals? So, the first question being, how much and how does being a mom affect your weight loss? It is a daily struggle being a mom and trying to lose weight because 5 days a week I'm trying to work out, which means I have to keep my 2 kids that are under 4 years old busy at some point, where I can have at least 30 minutes to work out, or at least 15 minutes to work out, which some days are a lot harder than others. I have to fight through illnesses, whether them being sick or me being sick or my husband or whatever. Being the head of a household, as in the mom, as in doing all of the cleaning and taking care of the kids and all that stuff, has its own stress and struggles, and a lot of times makes it harder for me. But I put it out there in the beginning that I need to do this for me, and that I need to be around for them and be healthy for them, and that I can be around for my husband. So it goes both ways. It does make it stressful, but it also makes it like it makes them part of my goal. I just found ways around it. So, like, when I go to work out, I only have time in the morning because I know they're in better moods in the morning. That's like how I even started it. They're in a better mood when they first wake up, they eat, they've been changed, all that stuff. And that I put on a show for them. I put out bunches of toys for them to play with or something new, and go from there. And then, isn't it funny how we were just talking about kids and how it makes it crazier, and they're back there screaming because they know they're doing it on purpose. Anyways, it does make it harder for sure. They suck all the life out of me. So, but in the other sense, working out 5 days a week gives me better energy and a better mindset to handle the day, and I really have become a better mom in the end, from making myself get healthier. Also, do you think you're less social now that you're trying to lose weight? And do I avoid going out to bars or eat with friends and family because of your goals? I don't necessarily avoid it. It's that I don't have time, I guess, as much anymore because I am a mom and my kids are young. I also don't have a lot of family around here. The only family I have is my sister and her kids and her and the kid's dad, and then my in-laws. So my in-laws, being that they're older, you can't really have them watch the kids later at night. It just doesn't work out good. But I have a niece now who's 16, and she's watched the kids for us one night, and so we're actually going to get another weekend. Actually, it's just a night away, and she's going to watch them, and excuse me. So it's actually helped. Now I can actually plan out some functions where I can have a little bit of a getaway, and yeah, so I don't avoid it. I just don't have time for it right now, being that I'm a mom and that they're little, and I don't really have a babysitter. As for like going out to eat, that's a little different, because when we go out to eat, you have to really make good decisions when you go out to eat, and I do have a little bit of a issue with that. When I go out, I want to enjoy it like most people do. So this goes into my cheat meal. You like my little bruise there? Good old Marley biting into me. Cheat meal. So food wise, whenever I go out to eat, I decide that if this one meal is going to be a cheat meal, if I know ahead of time, I will watch what I'm going to eat for the morning, and if it's a dinner, I'll watch my lunch too, and make sure that my meal whenever I go out is a good meal. Same thing with bars. Like if I'm going to drink, I will make better decisions earlier in the day with food or whatever. So that has really helped. Notification. That has really helped. And then I don't feel deprived. I don't feel like I'm not having a good time. Yeah, so I just text messages. I'm just trying to make better decisions. So with that, doing the cheat meals thing has really worked for me. I think that about covers all her question. Anyways, love you, girl. Next question is from Dimples956. What did you change when you first started your weight loss journey? Did you do things gradually or just switch to being healthy? You are so motivating. Oh, thank you. I did do things gradually. I started out where I just worked out and then slowly added in the food part. But what I did change from the beginning was food substitutions. So I knew that I needed to just drink water. I did right away cut out coffee and was stupid and I added it back in. I can't live without coffee. But instead of regular milk, I drank unsweetened almond milk. Instead of using bread, I used those flat wraps and all that stuff. I did that slowly. I was still eating what we were eating. Being that I cook dinner, being that David works, I kind of have control over that. So I was just kind of making what we usually eat, which usually wasn't bad because I don't fry a lot of foods or anything like that. I just substituted out certain things for healthier options, which in the end added up, but I still felt like I was eating the same thing. So, and then as the time went on and I was comfortable with working out and my food was getting a little bit better, I started to get a little bit more strict on some things and like tracking and that kind of stuff, which I fell off the tracking wagon lately and have noticed a difference in the scale. So I need to get back on that. That helps me stay strict and accountable. So yeah. What did you change when you first started your weight loss journey? I think I covered all that. So, in your question, but yeah. So I want to say thank you everybody for asking questions and trying to get to know me a little bit better. I know a lot of it seems to be weight loss related. So, if you do have questions about me just as a person, like what I do or what I like to do or anything like that, just let me let me know, and maybe I'll do another one of these, or maybe I'll just do a 5 facts, random facts you don't know about me or whatever. Give me a thumbs up if that's something you'd like to see. Oh yeah, my weight loss, my weigh-in. So last week I weighed 241.4 pounds, and that was after my vacation, so I was a little bit up from the previous week. And then this week I'm at 239 pounds, 39.3 pounds, with a loss of 2.1 pounds and a total loss of 75.7 pounds. So yeah, good week then. So next week I'll be back with a new video. I have no clue what I'll be talking about, but thank you for watching. Bye.